Next year is exclusively for players plying their trade in their domestic leagues. South Africa will be minus overseas-based players such as Tulani Serero, Ayanda Potosi and May Mahlangu for the tournament. Orlando Pirates confirmed most of their players would be unavailable. Pirates next weekend play their CAF Confederations Cup game against AC Leopards of Congo. Reports reveal that up to 5 PSL clubs have withdrawn their players from the national squad. To chat a little bit more about that story on our national football team is a football journalist with the SABC, Velile Mbuli. A very good morning to you, Velile. Just explain to us and confirm whether or not it is 12 players that have been withdrawn from the national squad ahead of this match against Mauritius.
Yes, I can confirm 12 players from Orlando Pirates, Mauritius Sundowns, Ajax Cape Town, Beatles and SuperSport United have been withdrawn from the team. On the case of Orlando Pirates, you'll recall that they are starting their CAF Confed group stages games next week, and they are traveling away to AC Leopards in Congo Brazzaville. They require passports of the players to get the visas. And you'll know in international football, also, if you don't have an international passport, you cannot play a game. So they are caught up for time when it comes to that. So they are taking 4 players out of 6. They are keeping 2 players in the team. Kabuza has got 2 yellow cards, so he won't play. Sepo Kumede is injured. In fact, he's not registered yet. So that's the situation there. But as for the rest of the other teams, I mean, they still have a month and 2 weeks to resume the league program. So I don't know what's the rush.
6.
I mean, 12 players, that's an entire starting 11 and one more. What is Bafana Bafana going to do? The match is tomorrow.
Well, I think that's the $1 million question, because they're supposed to have a training session at 10 a.m. Today. So I don't know what's going to happen. I mean, now it's 8:30. We have not received any communication as to whether that training session has been cancelled. Talking about that, I understand that there are 3 goalkeepers in that team that is left now of only 11 players. But also, I think another challenge there is the fact that unconfirmed. I heard last night that Kaizer Chiefs might have taken their goalkeeper, Brilliant Kuzwayo, meaning that the team is deteriorating in terms of the numbers they've got there. But I also understand it was also unconfirmed last night that since we were running the story on radio, at least there have been some few teams that have offered some players. So maybe there could be progress, because the reality is that Mauritius arrived in the country on Tuesday, straight from their 7-1 loss to Ghana. So they've been training throughout for this game.
Has something like this ever happened to Bafana Bafana and South African football?
Well, as I say, I feel to understand. I feel to understand what is happening. But it's not for the first time. The issue of some clubs treating the national team with disrespect and disdain it's nothing new. And, when we look at some of the teams who are doing this, it's teams who are not even interested in doing well on the continent. They are knocked out very early in continental club football, and they don't want some of their players to participate fully at international level. So you just wonder what's their ambition.
Velile, can you just tell me whether or not you have spoken to any of those teams? We understand Orlando Pirates' reason behind the fact that they are preparing for the CAF Confederations Cup match against AS Leopards. But what exactly is the reason being provided by Mamelodi Sundowns, by SuperSport United, by the other teams that have said their players are unavailable for this CHAN qualifier?
Well, from one of the teams that are involved, that I shall not mention, but when they were asked about why they are recalling their player, they said their player needs to rest. And Lionel Messi is playing. He's been playing throughout. He played Copa del Rey. He played the UEFA Champions League final. Straight from there, the following weekend, together with Lionel Messi, together with Dani Alves and Carlos Tevez, they were playing Copa America. And in other countries as well, some teams, in fact, are playing in COSAFA Cup throughout. They continue to play. This is not a situation that is unique to South Africa. But well, what can we say in South Africa? I don't know. With sometimes we think that club football is bigger than the international game, which it's not how it operates around. But then again, I would also like to say there was a resolution taken by the SAFA NEC in December last year that for games like COSAFA Cup and CHAN, they will be using also players from the NFD and ABC Municipal League. So also the FA, as soon as they implement those strategies, it will help in situations like this. More especially because the only problem is that when Sheikh Mashaba selects some of these players from the lower division teams, people now say anyone can play for Bafana Bafana.
Yeah.
There's no respect anymore. But then what do you do in situations like this when people are not releasing their players?
Yeah. All right, Velile, certainly it seems as if we've got so many more questions that need answering and very few answers coming from those that need to provide those answers we need. Thank you very much, and we do look forward to more developments on that story. You'll be able to catch it here on SABC News. Do have a brilliant weekend ahead. We'll meet each other again on Monday morning show. It's time now for your headline news with Ayanda.